Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of FrankSpectorLaw.com, tips on Maryland ethics. Today's topic, what's in a name? I am Frank Spector. I'm a Maryland medical malpractice lawyer. I was also an adjunct professor at my law school, so the tips that I'm sharing with you are the same things that I shared with my students. So this video is meant for you lawyers out there who are getting ready to start your own law firm. Congratulations. There's a lot to think about, and it's a very exciting journey. But you may be thinking about a firm name, and maybe you don't want to just use your name. You want to have something more creative, and you're trying to think of trade names and other names that you could use. And you want to know, are there any restrictions on what I can say? That's why I made this video, and I hope you find the information valuable. So you must start with the Maryland Rules of Professional Conduct. I recommend that every lawyer read these rules because there's so much information to answer all kinds of questions just like this. So what goes into a name? Well, the safest choice is just to pick your name, or if you have partners, just to pick the last names of all the partners. But sometimes people don't want to do that. They want to be more creative. They want to use a trade name. Is that permissible under Maryland law? Yes. You can use a trade name like ABC Legal Clinic. That's totally permissible. But what you can't do is use any trade name that implies that you are somehow affiliated with a governmental agency or a charitable organization, because that can be misleading. So for example, you probably can't get away with saying USA Legal Clinic, because that implies that you are affiliated somehow with a government agency. And that would make people think that they're not really dealing with a private law firm, but they're dealing with a government agency. Or if you're using some kind of name that implies some kind of affiliation with a charitable organization, the same thing would apply. You are misleading the public because they think they're dealing with a charitable organization when they're actually dealing for a for-profit business. So when you are deciding on a name, check those Maryland Rules of Professional Conduct. I'm going to put a link below to the exact rule that you should look at. So you can get creative. You don't have to use your last names, but you need to be careful so that you don't run afoul of the Maryland Rules of Professional Conduct. Thanks again for watching. Hope you found this information valuable. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button so you can take advantage of all of my free videos. I look forward to seeing you again soon.